And this is why maybe for this exact instance right now, I might have gone Rajbanshi in tandem with Lamachani. I think Irie's a brilliantly skillful bowler, but his real asset is depriving runs when batters come at him. Like, you see that there, that kind of floated off break, that's not really what he does. And doesn't come as naturally to him. He's usually better at working angles, coming around the wicket to the right-handers, varying that pace, that trajectory. That kind of floated off break like that one, as the crowd thought it was a chance, doesn't come as naturally. Doesn't mean he can't do it, but if he's going to do it here, he'll have to show a different set of skills. Oh, this time he can't get past Jahangir, who apologises, and he's absolutely entitled to hold his line there, Shayan Jahangir, at the non-striker's end.
Yeah, again, he's allowed to sit right there, but like you mentioned, it's a different role for Lipender Singh Irie, and that's the one he's stopped.
Partnership, okay, relationship.
Do you reckon he might just be better off coming around the wicket and just changing
partnership
it, doing something different, because this is just far too easy.
Relationship भएको भए त कति हो 10 ओभर भित्र जानु पर्ने हो हैन?
It's not that he can't do this role, but it's not his skill set. So, as you say, if he comes round the wicket, then everything changes. This is just easy. They'll just knock it around for 5 and over. They got 5 from the last over, they got 5 from this one. If USA were told now you can knock around the next 10 overs to make it 34 bowled, 180 for 1, they'd say, yeah, we're happy with that. We'll take that. We're going to need...
Nepali couple le पनि comment हानेको छ. Nepali couple.
9 wickets in hand. We'll do that every day of a week on this pitch with good batters to come. So, this is where a captain, and the modern white ball captains, you think of the greats, you think of Brendan McCullum, you think of Mahendra Singh Dhoni, you think of Owen Morgan. What would they do now? That's the question. They'd be positive, they'd change something, they'd try to attack. Nepal don't win this game without breaking this partnership.
100%. You have to continue to look to be aggressive, and there's no way you can just get to the end of this match and feel done. And the one thing for Nepal, there's still positive body language out there, so they haven't given up the fight, but they need something to go their way, and you have to almost manufacture this. You think about what those captains do. You think about the odd options that they'd go to at times in that 2019 World Cup. Ian Morgan, oftentimes when things weren't going England's way, it was Liam Plunkett, come here and bowl, and just bowl the cutters and bowl a different line and length. And right now, it just feels like that's what's needed from Rohit Baudo.
I'm the Sandeep, please wicket देऊ त हामीलाई.
Changes something up.
Irie does brilliantly. That would have been a single to anyone else on the pitch, but you could almost see the look up, couldn't you, from Patel? Oh, it's Irie. We're not going to run that one there. It's almost like a 12th fielder. He covers so much ground. It's too flat. It's just too easy. Rajbanchi's going to have to do well here to save the boundary, and he does that. 2 runs saved. Real looks of concern in the background in Nepal's dugout. You could not have predicted after the first 16 overs or 15 and a half overs, that first innings, that Nepal would be staring down the barrel halfway through the chase.
And again, this was their time to beat the USA. USA are coming off, again, just a crazy 48 hours for them, where they put together an unbelievable loss. Head coach has been fired. They're in a new regime. They're at their most vulnerable. And right now, they've allowed USA to just continue to play this game.
Quick single's going to be dashed now. Direct hit at the non-striker's end might have been interesting. Gulshan Jazz a good fielder, but Patel did just get home. The running's been aggressive, and that's going to be 50 for Mayank Patel. He's battled through the trials and tribulations of the last little while, and 5 single-digit scores to get to another landmark. And it's America's captain with another 50. Comes off 62 balls.
Yeah, you can just see him look up, and you just see a weight almost off his shoulders. All the talk over the discourse would have been about his poor run of form.
Well, Nepal are being given the run around here, aren't they? There's some good batting, inventive batting. But you're spot on, Aman. It'll be a heavy sigh of relief. It's his 13th one-day international 50, 300s he's got to go with those.
यो क्रिकेट बलमा थुक लाएर पुरै चिप्लो बनाउनु मिल्दैन पुरै खकार दलेर के
To be honest, in this innings,
अनि त्यसपछि
five,
बल पुरै स्विङ खाँदैन
2-0.
नरिसाउनु होला है
Last 5 knocks.
जस्ट के भन्ने त्यसलाई इन्थुसियास्टिक भएको के
Jahangir goes inside out over extra, and it's going to be 4 more. This game, it's drifting away from Nepal, and it's going in America's favour. What a partnership this is proving to be.
The catalyst of it is Shayan Jahangir, and there's no doubt about it. This is the shot Lamashane wants Shayan Jahangir to play. He's daring him to play it, but it's just far too full. That's in the slot there to hit. That, just a couple of yards back, that's where he wants him. He wants to reach out. But Jahangir will gladly accept that and will pick up 4 runs every day of the week.
Too much inconsistency from Nepal's bowlers. We know that it's a good batting surface. There's been no question about that across the 2 games.
के प्रार्थना गरौँ न
It's sort of bowled to any kind of
अब यसपछिको एक ओभरमा
and that
एक
can
विकेट
happen
आउनु पर्यो
when the conditions are in the batter's favour. But you have to have a plan as a bowling group, and then you've got to stick to it and then execute it.
Yeah, it almost felt that Nepal just expected wickets to fall. And when they didn't,
अहिले नसुते यार आज सुतेर कहाँ हुन्छ त यो धेरै इम्पोर्टेन्ट गेम छ
I think about how simple
एक्जाम छ भनेपछि मात्र सुत हैन भनेपछि भोलि काममै सुत्नु
second over where you thought, okay, this is really good bowling, moving it away.
कहिलेकाहीँ 24 घण्टामा
But KC was never
2 घण्टा सुत्यो भने धेरै हुन्छ
A big shot into the leg side, and
हान्यो त मुजीले चौकै हान्थ्यो
dominant stroke. We said this wasn't Irie's natural game as an off spinner. Well, it's gone all the way into the sports bar and grill. Might have given someone a shock in there. Jahangir, well, he's honing in on that 100, and USA, they're honing in on that target.
How good was this? Shuffled across all of his stumps. And again, understanding that Irie's just going to flight it up. He's just waiting on the nose. There's no
मलाई
big
प्लिज
turn.
2500 जति सब्स्क्राइब
Just more than
पुगाइदिनु
comfortable
न
to hit through
म
the
चुप्प
line.
लगाएर बस्छु 2500
Plenty
2500
of power
पुगाउँ
is Jahangir. He
सबै
showed it
मिलेर
batting at number 6, and now he's doing it opening the
है
batting.
2500 let's go
That's the whole point. Irie isn't really an off spinner. He's not somebody who turns the ball a huge amount, if at all. He's a clever, canny, particularly in the T20I game when batters have to go after him, need 10 plus runs per over, and there's 5 in the deep. That's what he does so well.
म भने यार भोक पनि लागेर अब त के होस् त है
For Nepal, he's been asked to do something completely different here, and well, it just all looks too easy right now. Got to give huge credit to the batters, but Nepal do not have an answer right now, and this chase, it could turn into a cakewalk for America.
It's becoming that already. And the one thing from Irie's overs, what you're seeing is he's almost trying to bowl the same delivery every time up. That's not his game. He wants to bowl one quicker, and there's no real variation coming out. It's just the same delivery, maybe just one's fuller, one's a touch shorter. The US batters have just said that, okay, if you're going to do this, one here, one
आउट
here,
गर्ने तरिका कति
that's
धेरै
6.
छन् के
Is that all much better?
होइन?
26 over
त्यो
gone
फ्रन्ट
to
फुटमा आयो
51.
भनेपछि विकेट किपरले हान्ने क्याच आउट छ रन आउट छ
You see the problem for Nepal here,
ओभर थ्रो फालेर त्यो पनि रन आउटै गर्न मिल्छ
so
एलबीडब्ल्यू
the
छ
way in which those worms have crossed each other now. So Nepal
आउट गर्ने तरिका यत्रो छ
they were ahead
एउटा पनि
by a
अप्नाएको छैन
distance.
फ्रन्ट फुटमा खेलाउनु नि हैन
As the US
Spinner मा त।
physio is being called on, I think it's a bit of cramp for Shayan Jahangir. Nepal got off to a flying start. They looked dominant in what we expected to be slightly more difficult early morning conditions. And ever since then, their innings stuttered and went
अबे
nowhere.
मैले
until that
पनि
big burst, driven by
मैले क्षेत्रीय खेलेको छु क्षेत्रीय क्रिकेट काठमाडौँ क्षेत्रको फास्टेस्ट बलर र खतरनाक ब्याट्सम्यान भनेको मै हो
Definitely looks like a bit of either exhaustion.
मैले पारस खड्कालाई बलिङ गरेको छु
Two, he's getting the
तिमीहरूले
electrolytes into him.
छोको पनि छैन होला उसलाई
Warm day, isn't it, for late October?
अर्को को थियो सुभाष भन्ने
Centigrade is what they're saying.
हैन सुभाषलाई पनि मैले बलिङ गरेको
He's generally a very fit guy as well.
नेसनल प्लेयरहरूलाई अनि
His fitness is
कलेज पढ्ने बेला मैले पारस खड्काले बल कसरी हिर्काउँछ थाहा
On social media, but again, very, very warm. It's
ढुङ्गा
86
फालेको जस्तो
degrees.
ढुङ्गा मान्छेलाई हिर्काउँछ नि
This is where he
हो
calls home.
त्यसरी हिर्काउँछ के त्यो पारस खड्काले बोल्छ
I think he's this heats, the batting for this long, something he hasn't done.
अनि म पनि भयङ्कर फास्ट बलर हो
And it seems to be much more than just
यस्तो
your
फास्ट फाल्थे कि
cramp. It seems to be
को थियो
something
यार
that's
त्यो
really rapid on you.
ज्ञानेन्द्र साई होइन
All the squads kind of
ज्ञानेन्द्र साई होइन
physio and
ज्ञानेन्द्र साई त त्यो राजनेता भयो ज्ञानेन्द्र भन्ने थियो है को थियो
Yeah, it does look that way. This break and play may, if anything, just give Nepal a chance to come together.
गगन थापा ज्ञानेन्द्र मल्ल ज्ञानेन्द्र मल्ललाई मैले यस्तो फास्ट